Hey guys, Miguel here with In Plain Sight Security and Readiness. Here with a video like I promised. In this video I'm going to talk about handguns. I get a lot of questions about handguns from people, and the best advice I can give you is one, really think about why you need the handgun and what you're going to be doing. The purpose of why you are getting this handgun and what you're going to be using it for are very, very crucial. So, for example, if you're just going to be someone who's just has it at home to protect themselves, you can pretty much randomly pick either one. It's going to work for you. Another example is if you're someone who's, hey, you're going to have this on your body and you definitely feel like your life is threatened and you're going to have it on you all the time on your body, definitely go concealed carry type style. Glock 43, got Glock 43X or something very similar to that. Let's say you just got a job in law enforcement, definitely go full size. Can't go wrong with full size. And then if you're maybe somewhere in between, or maybe just you don't want anything too small, you don't want anything bulky, but you go with the sleek Glock 48. Can't go wrong with any single one. But I think let's dive into really what's the benefits of each one. Okay, so we'll start off with this. It's a Glock 43. There are several different weapons that you can get that are very similar to this. Me, I'm just a Glock guy, so I tend to stick with Glock. This right here is a Glock 43. They got the Glock 43X, which is the 10 round one. This is a 6 round, but I got the extended clips for it, so it can shoot 8. M&P shield. Next, the X is the Hellcat. I think it's one. The SIG P365 is a very popular one that's been going around. There's several different concealed carry type of guns. Taurus makes them. Springfield, you name it. Almost every gun manufacturer has like a concealed carry. The one thing I like about concealed carries is that they're very lightweight. You can carry them all day. Some of the, depending on the holster you get, you may not even notice it. They're very lightweight. The only downside is most of them only carry either 6 to 10 rounds, which is fine. Because more than likely, if your whole purpose is to conceal carry this, is because you're going to be probably engaging someone who's going to be hostile towards you. And to be quite frank, once you start lobbing rounds, you're probably not going to be in a long gunfight. So it's okay if you have only a certain amount of rounds, unless you have a crazy life where you're going to have a lot of people engaging you. Then you might want to go subcompact. So me, I'm a fairly large guy. This is my concealed carry. It is a Glock 48. This is basically a Glock 19 that's been thinned out. It's pretty much the same size as a Glock 19. I love it because it's very sleek, it's very light, very narrow. It's chambered in 9mm, and it has a 10 round clip. I did the magazine extender, so I have a 15 round clip on it. But again, this is kind of like in between the concealed carry. This is what we call like a compact type firearm. They come in a wide range of weaponry and calibers. You can go from 22 all the way up to 45 caliber when it comes to subcompacts and compacts. So it just depends. Sometimes, you may not want the little smaller gun, but let's say you want something a little bit more better for engaging targets over range, definitely go with a compact or subcompact. They all vary with barrel length. This, like I said, this is equivalent to a Glock 19. So it's very, lengthwise, it's very similar to a full-size service gun. This is a Glock 17. And as you can see, they're very close in barrel length. So I just like this one. And again, this is more like a compact weapon, but this is definitely more my cup of tea. This one's more for the wife. She likes the smaller guns. I like the, she's more comfortable with that. Now, this is my, I guess you could say, service pistol. I put this with my gear. I have my gear belt, and this is what I run when I'm shooting in the AR. This is my secondary weapon. And again, this is considered a full-size type weapon. This is a Glock 17. This one's chambered in 9mm. It is has a 17 round clip. You can buy up to 30 round clips. I don't know why people would do that unless you have a fully auto Glock. I see it a lot, but whatever. Can definitely engage a lot of targets or with this. One thing I like about a full-size weapon, you can engage over several different ranges and you can be very effective with it. Also with the full-size guns, you know, you can put the tack lights. You can, this one has the edge there set up for you can put on a red dot scope. A lot of good stuff with the full size. Like for example, this, if you plan on carrying a weapon in your car, this is perfect. Definitely go full size. If you're like, you know, law enforcement, military personnel, full size. It'll be your secondary weapon. For me, the best advice also I can give you, if you're gonna buy a pistol, or if you want to get really good with a pistol, go with a full size. So I'm gonna tell you right now, you get your marksmanship down, you get your technique, your fundamentals of marksmanship, everything down with a full size, you're going to be able to do that with one of these. You know, I've proven it time and time again. You know, I'm out there with friends and family and, you know, other shooters. And, you know, there's always that one guy. It's like, oh, you know, you got a better gun. So, you know, that's why you can hit the, or if I had your gun, I could do the same thing. And, you know, I've, you know, at 25 yards, I'll hit metal with this. And that's just because I'm a lot more skilled than that person. So, but again, a lot of that training comes from using a full size because I have the fundamentals down packed and I just I mean, I hate to say it, was just a better shooter than that person. Now, how do we get there? You know, one, choose a weapon that's yours, especially like, let's say money is tight. You just need something just to protect yourself. You know, I'm gonna tell you right now, if money's tight or you have a budget, hey, you can get a high point. I hate to say it, you can get a high point. It's gonna do the trick. For $200, it's gonna do the trick. If you need something just to go pop pop and get people off of you, I'm telling you right now, high point's gonna do it. You know, don't get caught up in the whole, well, I need to get the most expensive gun. The most expensive is going to be the best. That is not true. I'm going to tell you right now, if you're never going to shoot it, then why, you know, if you're only going to shoot it maybe once a year, you know, or you're probably never going to shoot it, you just want to have it to defend yourself in the time of need, dude, almost every single one is going to. But let's say you're going to shoot often, you know, you're definitely going to want a more higher quality weapon. Me, I run the Glock. You know, it very rarely it fails on me. I shoot steel, I shoot brass. It's not picky when it comes to ammo, and I've had this here. I probably put like, you know, 3,000 rounds to it, and it's probably only jammed on me maybe twice, and that's because I probably put a lot of rounds to it, and it got dirty, and, you know, had sand. So, but also, you know, we're acting crazy, but very rarely I will get it to jam. So, and you tend to see that with different qualities of manufacturers, and I hate to say it, but, you know, you get what you pay for. So, you know, like a high point, you know, those aren't really designed to be shot multiple times. You know, they're really not that. You know, they have parts that break. You know, and you really need to choose a reputable company. You know, but again, you know, hey, I know people who are, hey, they only do Springfield, they only do the Smith and Wesson, you know, only Sig, only CZ, Glock, H&K, all good guns. So really, you know, that's another thing too, to make sure you're buying something that's within your budget, and don't waste a whole bunch of money. Don't go out there, get like a Kimber or a Shadow System or a 1911 that costs like 2 or 3 grand, a Wilson Combat, anything like that. Don't even bother doing that. Just go with something that you know you're going to use, that's going to do the trick, and that really you're going to be comfortable with. That's really important. Now, the one last thing I want to leave you with is caliber. You know, don't get caught up in the caliber stuff. I always hear like, oh, you can't kill anybody with a 22. That's a crock of shit. And if you look at statistics on death when it comes to firearms, the number one caliber is 22. Just saying. And you can do just as much damage with a 380, 38, you know, 9 mil, 45. Everyone gets, if you got someone that's gung ho and says, oh, you can only, 45 is the only way to go, don't believe it's bullshit. I'm gonna tell you right now, if you talk to most people who use these type of weapons and have to actually use these weapons. They'll tell you that, or one thing I'll tell you right now, most any kind of shooter or special ops or law enforcement, all of them run 9mm. And that's what you're going to probably find the most and the cheapest out there is 9mm. You know, believe it or not. 45 is great. Yeah, it's knockdown power. But to me, honestly, I don't think it's the best caliber. I think 9mm is the way to go. But if you can only afford 22, 38, 380, you know, I'm gonna tell you right now, that's just as good. You know, the only thing I would say is make sure you're buying the right ammo and good quality ammo. Now, I can go a little bit more in depth on ammo, but I think we would definitely take another video to do that. But I'll just leave you with this. When it comes to ammo, there's full metal jacket, and then there's hollow points. Full metal jacket is typically a target range, but that doesn't necessarily mean you can't do some damage with it. And then there's hollow point, which is usually a self-defense round. And the reason why it's a good round use because it fragments in the body, and it fragments usually on impact. It mushrooms out, and it does a lot of damage, and it doesn't go through the target. So that's where like the hollow point is definitely. But that again, that's really is whatever gun you're going to choose, and the caliber of what that gun is. And really, like I said, find the one that you fits your hand the best and you feel like you can shoot more accurately with. Also function, make sure you know you can actually function with it. 2, it's in the price range where you know of use and also what you need. And 3, what's the size, you know, what are you going to be using it for? You're going to conceal carry it, you know, you're going to go subcompact, or it's for duty. You know, that all that should factor into what decision you're going to make when it comes to a handgun. So I hope that clears things up. I hope I'm able to simplify that enough for you guys. So if you have any more questions, you know, feel free to comment, and maybe I'll do a video more into it. Do me a favor, you know, like the video so you know I know I'm doing something right, and also subscribe to my channel, help support the channel. Let me know what videos you want me to do, and like always, you know, just be humble, stay alert, and always be ready. Till next time, guys.